As we bring 2022 to a close, I want to share with you all some of the reflections of just our life over this past year and also this first semester of the 2022-2023 school year. The first thing is when I look back over this year, what I have to say about that is we are doing okay. Like better than okay, but when you think about it and I say okay, it's like the world is not falling apart around us. We are still standing, we are still pushing through, we are still working hard, we are still committed to this journey of life and homeschooling. We are still leaning on God for everything that we need each and every day, every second. And to me, that means that we're doing okay. So when I look back on that, I can say that and I can feel good about it. This year, 2022 has been a bit of a doozy. My husband started a new job. I lost my grandmother in February. We have just had some transitions within our lives, helping out my mother with her health. Just so many different things have happened to us this year. But through it all, we have maintained. We've had lots of great things as well, like volleyball and soccer and my girls trying new things and ending journeys that they have been on for a really long time and restarting or starting new journeys and loving it and not regretting it. My big girls making big people decisions based on what they want and how they feel. All have been amazing. They have been a part of the growth that we have experienced this year. And I would not take away from that one bit, giving credit where credit is due. And it has been a roller coaster of a year. Not to mention, we had a great summer and we started out this school year kind of in a tailspin. I didn't expect that, but that's what happened. And it was a little hard to grasp, honestly. Through all of that, there are things that I have learned, and I will say they are reflections, revelations, whatever you want to call them, but I'm taking those into 2023 to make sure that I hold tight to those and understand that this is a part of the journey and that we came out on the other side doing okay. The first thing is like a reflection that I thought about is that life gets in the way of life. Our personal lives get in the way of our homeschool lives and vice versa. Homeschool sometimes hinders our personal lives. And I say hinder, yes, school and education is above all things, but we are balancing over here. We are living real lives, busy, real lives. And sometimes it's not always fun. Sometimes we don't want to homeschool. We want to go do the life things. And sometimes we don't want to do the life things. We want to just homeschool. And those things sometimes clash. So finding that separation has been a journey, but we are doing really well at it and making sure that the girls have the balance that they want, that they're getting to do the play that they want, along with getting what they need for their education and actually enjoying it. Finding curriculum this year that was working and has been working for our girls, godsend, because we're doing really good with it. There's not a whole lot of like transitions where we're tweaking things a little bit, but it's nothing like the struggles, some of the struggles that we have had in the past with making sure that my girls were getting what they needed out of their curriculum and how to make it work, and having to add so many additional pieces to it that it's like you might as well just create your own. We have not had any of that this school year, and I am so thankful for that. And when we talk about life getting in the way of life and homeschool in the way of life, we thrive off a routine in our home. And recognizing that and being okay with that and standing firm in that and understanding and explaining that to other people has not always been easy. But I'm just in a season right now, I'm like, this is what we need in our household. Either hop on this train that's moving at this pace or we'll catch you the next time around. That may sound really cruel, but we have to do what we have to do for our home. And we cannot make all of these different adjustments based off of who's coming in and what other people want and what they're needing outside of the Tillman household. Yes, we care for people, we take care of people, we are giving, loving, caring, all of those things. But at the end of the day, we still have, and I have a responsibility to my family, to my children, to make sure that they are getting what they need. So we have school hours, not really, but there are definitely times where we're not available. And that can be hard for people to understand, but I'm just in a really good place. And I can say that and say, we're doing good. We're doing really good with managing our time and making things work for us. Another revelation that I have come to is that we need specific time frames. I just talked about it in my schedule update video, but That is something that we need. Specific time frames, not for core work, but for extra activities, for practicing instruments, for doing all of their electives, for relaxation, even for cleaning. We have set time schedules now that we are implementing that is working for us. A lot of people don't like it, but it took me a while to get to that point to say, this is what we need, and I'm going to give us and set a standard for what it is that we need. Why did it take me so long? I don't know. I think I was fighting the schedule and the time and not being realistic with our lives. No more. We have that schedule going. It is working really, really good for us. And the girls are getting an opportunity to experience all of the things that they want to experience along with what they need to experience. This one kind of goes along with just our lives in general, and that there are busy seasons. Right now, we are in a more of a relaxed season. And I'm so grateful for that because we've made some changes within our lives. Whereas the beginning of this school year, it was crazy. The end of the previous school year, it was crazy. And that is what happens. We have those busy seasons, ebbs and flows, times where we are just rushing, and other times where we can sit back and relax and kind of just live in that moment. I am not afraid to approach each one of those different types of seasons because that is our lives. Also, if you want to see how our lives go on a day-to-day basis, make sure that you hop on over on Instagram and hit that follow button for at Life of Tillman's Homeschool, and you guys will get to see what we do every day, more like a real-time view as opposed to YouTube videos. So when I think about those busy seasons, I think that some things just have to wait. Some of those things that have to wait are like doctor's appointments. If your child is not sick, or we're just talking about child checkups, I don't schedule those during busy seasons for us because it just doesn't make sense for our lives. That's just one added stressor onto what we already have going on. It's really nice that I've gotten to a point to where I can recognize and say, this is a busy season. Some of these things have to go off to the side and we will pick them back up when things are a lot less busy. It doesn't mean that we're giving up. It doesn't mean that we're falling short of our responsibilities. We're recognizing a need for change and we're leaning into that change with an open mind and open hearts ready for it. Another thing that I realized, revelation that I came to with this school year, is that adding in my kindergartner has been challenging. Last year, she was not really doing focused specific curriculum. It was more of play, and she's doing a lot of play now, but we are working through specific curriculum for her. And it has been eye-opening in that really fun, but I had to really divide my attention more between all three of my girls. Whereas before, my oldest two were getting more of the attention and my youngest one was more of the play, which was a little bit less focused for this mama. Not anymore. I am having to really dig deep and focus with her, which has been a challenge as well. So not only did we start this school year in a tailspin with all of the different things that we had going on, I also had to add in really committing to educating my kindergartner. And although I love it, I really do, it was an adjustment. We've made that adjustment and we are doing really good. I say smooth sailing, and I know that it's not always going to be that way, but while it is, I'm taking full advantage of it. She is loving learning, and that makes this mama happy. I see her progression. I know that we are doing well and we are on track with what God would have us to do at this moment. So also make sure you subscribe to the channel because I'm going to be coming out with videos that talk about the focus for the second semester of the school year, any additional curriculum that we're adding in, and maybe some little tweaks that we're making. So hit that subscribe button so you won't miss any of that. So with saying all of this and all of these revelations and thinking about our processes for school and life and how we're moving forward, we are doing okay, and that makes me happy.